Hi, I'm Dana. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the sustainability that falls under thrifting. That means actually thrifting, the sustainability of thrift hauls, Depop, and those websites where people are thrifting just to sell stuff on. All of that. How sustainable is it really? Are we making it worse? I want to talk about it. Thrifting gets sort of touted as this miraculous form of sustainability where you still get to buy and participate in capitalism, but you're doing it in a good way. And that does apply, but it depends on all the little nuanced situations that come around it. One person going to the thrift store to buy a pair of jeans that they're then going to wear 100 times or whatever over the coming years that they own them, that's sustainable, that's brilliant, that's a great move. Someone going and buying a shit ton of stuff that they're then going to do a thrift haul of, is that sustainable? I think the answer is that it depends. Obviously, I've done thrift hauls, I'll link some here, I've participated in this. And personally, I don't think that it is unsustainable for me because that's stuff that I would have bought anyway. I haven't gone out oh yeah, I need to make a thrift haul video and it's going to be sick. I've gone out with my mum to a load of charity shops exactly like I would before I had a YouTube channel. If I one day don't have a YouTube channel, I'll still do it. It's just what we do. It's fun. And it's just as fun to then share online. Hey, look at all this stuff you can get secondhand for a really good price. But it's the nuance of situation. I can't afford to go and buy loads of new clothes. I love fashion. I make fashion videos. I could do with buying some new clothes every now and again. Doing it in the thrift store, thrifting it, is the most obvious way of going about that in a way that isn't damaging the environment, isn't damaging the planet. I'm not contributing to people being paid poor wages or being abused in work while making the clothes. I'm not contributing to the fast fashion industry and the supply and demand of that, It's better. It's not perfect, very few things are in this world, but it is better. And that won't just be me. There's gonna be plenty of people on YouTube that go thrifting anyway who happen to upload a haul because they've been. I watch some of them. I don't have anything against people doing thrift hauls, obviously. But when we get into other situations, I saw personally over lockdown a lot of videos of people buying secondhand online through Depop and Vinted and everywhere to then do a haul. And they were very obviously only buying these clothes from these places to do a haul. And I do think that's an issue in a way. I don't think we should dogpile on those creators and influencers and whatever else because you need content and you're getting it up. I get it. But also, is that the best way to go about it, These are people that have money, they have influence over people, hence the word influencers. And that's where the two play against each other because I'm you can afford to go and buy ethically made sustainable clothing. But then you're influencing others to go and do that. And I've watched many people who show lovely sustainable clothing. I can't afford it. Whereas I can afford to buy some crap off Depop or some stuff off Vinted. And they're influencing people to do the same because people can't get their lifestyle. It's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, isn't it? It's you just got to make your own mind up on it. I personally don't think it's the worst thing they could be doing. People are always going to buy stuff and people are always going to want to see what other people have bought. I personally feel my morals and ethics and opinions would much prefer that 100,000 young people are seeing an influencer buy stuff secondhand and buy stuff sustainably than just go to Boohoo again or Shein or Romrey or whatever, My cat's going absolutely mental and there's no way in hell I'm going to make him stop playing just because I'm filming a video. So if you hear weird noises, it's just him having a good time. And talking about the things that we were previously talking about, that brings me to Depop, because obviously a lot of people play thrift hauls and they end up with you can buy this stuff off my Depop, you can check me out on Depop. And I get it, because I'm the fucking same. This bitch got a Depop too. And I don't want to be I'm not like other girls, because I'm sure there's plenty of people doing it the way that I do. But I do think that I'm doing it in a more sustainable way than a lot of people. It's never good to put yourself on a pedestal. There's 100% 1,000 things that I could be doing better in this part of my life as well as many others. No one's perfect, no one's flawless, I'm definitely not. However, I have never at any point in my life bought an item to put on Depop. I started Depop because I was I have too many clothes. I need some to be going out and I'm a broke ass bitch. If I can get rid of clothes and make money, that's the one I'm doing. I don't think it's ethical or sustainable to be thrifting things exclusively to put onto Depop. I just don't think it's okay. It's not something I would do. The closest I've come to doing that is when things haven't fitted and I've put them on Depop. And it's a case of like, well, I'm not wearing it, am I? Like, it's got to go to someone. Someone may as well wear this. And it's not going to be me because it don't fit on my body. So I put it on Depop. But I do think that it's a major issue when people are thrifting exclusively to put stuff on Depop, you know? But I do also think it's an issue that people take a little far. Like, people really like to pretend that these girls are going in and clearing out the whole thrift store of, like, every item. And it's like, no, they're not. They're buying, what, 30, 40, 50 items? It's a lot to buy at a time, but it's a shop. They're prepared and ready, and they're specifically to sell people things. I think the ethical and sustainable issue comes when people are massively marking prices up. They're making it unavailable to the people that charity shops and thrift stores were originally there for. They're not selling secondhand to try and promote sustainability or to promote buying secondhand. They're doing it purely to get a profit. And they're buying the cheapest possible clothes in order to do so as well. Finally, on that topic, I think it's a case of like they seem to think that it's going to be like rich little trust fund kiddies buying their clothes. And it's like, come on, it's not. You're selling a t-shirt you bought for 99p for like £15 to someone that probably could have really done with finding it in the charity shop for 99p, and they're not going to because you bought it up to sell it on Depop for 15 quid. For me, the ethicality of Depop is that it should be something you've worn, something you've owned. You shouldn't just be buying it to sell it on Depop. I'm not selling on Depop to try and make a profit. I'm just doing it to sort out old clothes, which, as far as I'm aware, is kind of the point. So I try and make sure I'm charging fair prices. The only time I don't think these things apply is people that do bundles. And that's because, like, you're not just selling clothes then. You're selling sort of like a vibe, an idea. You're selling a part of yourself there. You've put that together. You've, like, listened to what they wanted, made sure that's what they're getting, sorted the sizing for them, sorted the items. Like, you're selling a service there, not just an item of clothing. So people that are selling, like, bundles and little, like, outfits and stuff, I don't personally have an issue with, like, any of that. I think it's kind of cool. I think my main thoughts on all of this, honestly, are that sustainability and eco-living and all of that kind of stuff, it's brilliant, it's great. I think that the more people that take a step towards trying to live like that, the better. And at the end of the day, thrift hauls, selling stuff on Depop, selling anything secondhand in general, is better than buying new. You know, we live in a society where things aren't and can't be perfect. So if I can make it a little bit better, I will. Do I think that you should go and buy a £57 fucking t-shirt that you could find at a charity shop for £3? No. But at the end of the day, if someone's listing it on Depop and someone else is buying it, I still think it's better than someone buying a £3 dress from Boohoo. You know, like, clothes aren't something that I'm about to run out. There's plenty of clothes. There's too many clothes. We have enough clothes donated in the UK that some of it gets sent to other countries where it eventually ends up just being put in landfills or burnt. Like, there's more than enough clothes. These Depop girls aren't going to clear out the charity shops. It's going to be okay. And when there's that many clothes already in existence, I just don't see the need to buy new. Sustainability can be expensive. Like, I've been involved in this kind of stuff for a while now, and we all like to pretend like it's so cheap, it's so easy to, like, live green. It isn't. Like, lots and lots of things cost a lot of money. And I would not be able to have the clothes that I have or enjoy fashion in the way that I do if it weren't that there's cheap and, you know, much more sustainable options than buying new fashion in thrifting. And the more people that thrift instead of buying new, I see as a positive. You know, it might suck on an individual level when I'm not finding all the sick-ass stuff anymore because there's more people looking for it. But overall, I care much more about the planet than if I find a pair of cool jeans or whatever. I feel like I'm like that girl in Mean Girls. It's like, I just want to bake a cake filled with rainbows and smiles. Like, it is very much like, if people are trying their best, I think we should support them. If people are trying to do things that are a little more sustainable, things like just buying secondhand, buying off Depop instead of Boohoo, I think they should be supported. I think that every step in a better direction is something that is valid and something that should be, like, applauded, essentially. Like, I think we sort of have this whole, like, societal culture thing of, oh, well, that's what you're supposed to do. You don't get to be celebrated for that. And it's like, yeah, sometimes it's hard to do the things you're supposed to do. I want to be celebrated. And I want to celebrate my friends and the people around me when they do things that are hard to do. Whether or not you're supposed to do it doesn't matter. People are. they're putting time and effort and thought into something, and that's a great thing. And everyone deserves a little pat on the back for that. You know, no one just gets up one morning as like the eco queen. Everyone's got to take the little steps and work their way up to something better. And I'm not shitting on anyone because I'm still doing the same thing. I too am trying to like improve the way that I live and the things that I own and the things that I buy. There's a lot to it, and there's a lot to wrap your head around, and there's so much that's like wrapped up in culture and the way that we live and the things that we consider to be normal to our lives. And it's difficult and lengthy to get past and through all of that stuff. And as long as you're trying, as long as you're thinking about it and considering doing your best, I just think that people tend to do better when we're not shitting all over them. So if you're trying your best, that's great. And you know, if you're someone watching this to try and like learn more on that, then like celebrate yourself for that and consider not buying new fashion. It's as easy as that. Like, some parts of it are easier than others. If you're a gal that loves a shopping trip to like Primark and River Island with your pals, it'll probably be a bit trickier for you than it was for me because I never did those shopping trips. But I do think that it's attainable to near enough everyone. Like, there's the odd occasion, there's the odd situation, but for the most part, you can probably do it. So why aren't you? Like, come on. So in conclusion, I don't think that thrift stores are sustainable. I don't think that buying thrifted items to sell on Depop is sustainable or a good thing to do. I don't think that most things in this world are sustainable. So I think that if we're trying our best and taking steps to try and improve, then we're doing good enough. And that we need to stop shitting on each other. Like, there's lots and lots of people out there that deserve to be shit on because they're terrible people. And some like 20-something selling some thrifted clothes on fucking Depop in one of them. Like, come on, give them a break. If you want to see what kind of stuff I've thrifted in the past, it'll be linked somewhere. But for now, I think I've said all I had to say. So I hope you're having a good day or month or a week or evening, day, afternoon. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I've been talking for forever. I'll leave some like sources and articles and various things that are about this general subject that I found interesting down in the description. And I'm gonna go now. I'll see you in a few days.